are doing fantastic because in phonics, you have learned the first 4 rules, and today we're going to learn rule 5. These are the basic rules of knowing when a vowel is long or short. And you know the short sounds. Let's go over short sounds. A, at, E, ed, O, odd, U, up, I, it. Remember, these keywords can help you remember the short sound if you can't remember. The long sound, you don't need a keyword because the long sound is its name. A, E, O, U, I. Okay, now that we've reviewed the sounds, let's look over the rules that we have already learned. Rule 1 says, 1 guardian, short vowel, p, g, pig. Rule 2, 2 guardians, short vowel, l, a, m, lamp. Rule 3, no guardian, long vowel, g, o, go. Rule 4, silent E, long vowel, pl, a, n, plain. Rule 5 is a lot like Rule E. That shows that if there are 2 vowels, that the second one's going to be silent and the first one's going to say his name. So 2 vowels, long vowel. That's the rule. 2 vowels, long vowel. In this word, we have train. A, n. The A and the I work together just to make the long A sound, train. Let's practice a few. Let's start with this word. N-E-A-T. Where are my vowels? E and A. Any guardians? No. 2 vowels? No guardians. E-A. The A is silent, the E is long. Eat. Neat. What a neat rule. Let's try the next word. M-O-A-N. Where are my vowels? O and A. Any guardians? No. There are 2 vowels. There are no guardians. What vowel is silent? Again, it's our A. Our A is silent on this one, and the O is long. O-N. Moan. 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 Oh, like the sound a ghost would make. Oh. Do you hear the ghost moan? I can hear his moan. It is scary. Woo. But there's nothing scary about phonics because you are a bunch of great readers. I'm going to write down a few words for you. Let's do F-R-U-I-T. Then I'm going to write down B-O-A-T. And then I'm going to write down B-R-A-I-N. Okay, I told you all the letters. This first one, where are my vowels? U and I. Any guardians? No. Which vowel is silent? The I is silent. And which vowel is long? It's the U. Fruit, fruit, fruit. The word is fruit. Let's try this one. B-O-A-T. Where are my vowels? O and A. Any guardians? No. Which vowel is long and which vowel is silent? The A is silent, the O is long. B-O-T. Boat. Boat. Good work. Let's try the next one. I have a B-R. A is a vowel, I is a vowel. The I is silent, the A is long. Br-A-N. Brain. The word is brain. Good job. Now we've been talking about adjectives. Adjectives are descriptive words. They describe things. So I want to show you some adjectives. Adjectives will answer questions like what kind or What does it look like? So, fruit. Maybe you have a yellow fruit. Can you guess what fruit is yellow? Is it pineapple or banana? I don't know. So I could write the word here, yellow. That is an adjective, yellow. Ooh, boat. I could tell you the color of the boat. Maybe it's a red boat or something. Or maybe it's a big boat or a small boat. I have a good word though. I have the word broken. Oh no, that tells me what kind of boat. It's a broken boat. Broken describes the boat. It is an adjective. There we go. Let's try the next one. Brain. Ooh. Is this your brain? Are we talking about your brain? Then I think we should use the word strong. The brain is strong. She has a strong brain. There we go. Those are all adjectives. Adjectives can be in different parts of a sentence. They might be right before the word, like she has a strong brain. Strong was the adjective that came right before brain. Or it might be at the end of a word, or at the end of a sentence, like this. Her brain is strong. There we go. So adjectives can be in all the different places in a sentence, but wherever they are, they describe the word you are talking about. Well, it's time for me to become small. Let's see. And it's time for us to look at the different text structures, or the way a text can be written. Now, we've talked about informational text. You know, those not made up stories, the things that are real, nonfiction. Informational text tells you real facts, real things. And informational text can be organized in lots of different ways, but there are two main ways that we will talk about today. Informational text can be written in a sequence, or it can be written as a description. So we have done a lot of graphic organizers with that circle and then the boxes. So that was the main idea and then the different details. Those were usually used for description text. And as you can see in this picture, if we describe how a tree grows, we might say it needs sunlight, it might need air, it needs soil, and it needs water. So we're describing all the things that the tree needs. But if we're talking about how a tree changes, we might say, first, the tree has little leaves, then it has bigger leaves. Then the leaves change color, then the leaves fall off and it snows. That is a sequence. You've worked on sequence this week. You've heard the word sequence over and over, and maybe you're sick of the word sequence. But sequence just means what order things are in. Informational text can be descriptive, and this is a good way to show descriptive text. Or a sequence, and little boxes, maybe with arrows, can help with that. So let's take a look. Here is a little chart for descriptive text. And here's a little chart for sequence. Let's see which one we should fill out for this story. Oh, I better move the story over just a little bit because you can't read behind my head. A firefighter's best friend. The fire station is where a group of firefighters work and live. Firefighters keep us safe from fires. Dalmatians are a type of dog. They are black and white. A Dalmatian is a firefighter's best friend. Dalmatians are friendly. They are smart and strong. Before cars and trucks, firefighters used carriages. Horses pulled the carriages. Dalmatians ran next to the horses. The dogs made the horses feel safe. Dalmatians stayed with the horses when the carriages stopped. Firefighters do not use horses now, but Dalmatians still live in the fire stations. Firefighters stay at the firehouse for a long time. The dogs are good friends. The dogs are friends to the neighborhood too. Well, what was this story about? It was about a firefighter's best friend. And is the firefighter's best friend his uncle? No. It's the dog, the Dalmatian. So what does the story do? Does it tell us like the order of the things the dog does? Or does it describe the dog? I think even though there are some things that are in order, it mostly is just describing our dog. So if I was to write in here, I would move my little bubble so I can. I would write Dalmatian here. Did I spell Dalmatian right? I better check, huh? It's important to check your spelling. Dalmatian, Dalmatian. Oh, I left out an A. See, look, I made a mistake. Oh, I put the wrong letter altogether. Dalmatian. There we go. Oops, I made a mistake, but I checked it and I fixed it. Dalmatian. Now, what do we, I feel like that still looks wrong. Did I do it right? Dalmatian. No, that's right. Okay. Apparently, sometimes when you make a mistake, it's hard to make sure you fixed it right. But I fixed it right. Now we need some details about the Dalmatian or Dalmatians. What can we learn here? We learned that they're a type of dog. Oh, look, it says they're black and white. That's something about them. It says they're friendly, smart, and strong. Okay, so let's add those things. The Dalmatians are black and white. In other words, they call them friendly, smart, and strong. Let's see, what else can we learn? Now, if you're ever doing one of these, you can always draw pictures instead of writing words, but I like to write words because it's easier on the computer. They're smart and strong. Oh, they ran next to the horses and made the horses feel safe. And now they are friends with they are good friends to the firefighters. So I'm going to add that they are help to the horses and the people. They help the horses and the people. Here we go. Look at that. We have some details of our descriptive text that tell us about the Dalmatian. Do you notice anything about a lot of these words? These words describe the Dalmatian, don't they? Oh, goodness gracious me, that means they're adjectives. Let's grab a highlighter and highlight some adjectives. Okay. Black. Is that an adjective? Yes, it describes the fur. What about white? Is that an adjective? Yes, it is. All color words are adjectives. Friendly, smart, and strong. Are any of those adjectives? Yes, all of them are adjectives. The friendly dog, the smart dog, and the strong dog. The Dalmatian is all of these things. Here's the last one. It says, help the horses and the people. I know horses and people are things and people, right? So those aren't adjectives. What about help? This kind of describes what the Dalmatian does, but it's what he does. It's an action. So that one's a verb. No adjectives on that part. But you did it. You filled out the very first one. Awesome. I have another story. And maybe, just maybe, it'll be a sequence story. Let's give it a read. I'm going to come over here. Building a park. Ray and his family live in a city. The houses on their street have small yards. No one has room for a slide. The yards are too small to play ball. The neighbors wanted to build a park. First, they picked a spot. First, that's a sequence word. There was an empty lot on the street. It was the right type of place for a park. Next, the neighbors made drawings of the park. They put in places to play. They put in tables where people could eat. Everyone helped to clean up the lot. One group of neighbors planted grass. Another group helped Mr. Johnson build tables. Mrs. Sylvia's company gave swings and slides. People helped to set them up. Now Ray's neighborhood has a place for people to play, rest, and eat. I like this story. This makes me really happy. I love a park. Parks are fun. And it sounds like they needed a park, so people worked together to make one. Well, is this a descriptive text or is it more sequence? It's more sequence. It tells us in the order of how things happened. So what happened at the beginning of the story? The beginning of what we read that there was no park. There was no park. Then what happened? There was no park, so they decided to have a park. And what was the first thing they had to decide? They picked, I'll use they picked a place for the park. Then what did they do? Before they started doing anything else, they drew pictures and made a plan. Maybe you don't remember what's next. When you're trying to do a sequence, sometimes it's hard to remember all the things that happened. So we can always go back. Let's look at our text. So the first paragraph told us that there was no room for a park. They decided to pick a spot. Then they made drawings of the park. Everyone helped to clean up the lot, and a group of neighbors planted grass. Oh, that's what's next. So the next thing they did was they cleaned the lot and planted grass. Then what happened? Another group helped Mr. Johnson build tables. Miss Sylvia's company gave swings and slides, and people helped to set them up. So they built tables and set up swings and slides. How fun! And then what happens at the very end? Now Ray's neighborhood has a place for people to play, rest, and eat. The park was finished. There is a park now. There we go. That's the sequence of what happened and in order. When you do your reading, let's see, today is Wednesday. So in Sabbath, you will have 2 stories to read. Now remember, there's a little audio button that can read the stories to you if you're struggling. But I picked stories that you can read mostly on your own because you're a bunch of smart, hardworking kids who have learned lots about reading, especially now that you know all 5 phonetic skills. So when you read those stories, at the very end of the story, you will see something. Maybe I should pull it up. Let's go back. You're going to see lots of mess right now, but that's okay. You can see my mess. Oh, I think it's the elephant's trunk. You know, some of you have already read this story, but that's okay. You can read stories more than once. So you're going to have 2 stories. You're going to have the elephant's trunk and the class pet. And both of them are good stories. And as you read, you're going to read through all of the pages. I want to show you something, but it's going to be hard to show you if I'm sitting on top of the next button. So the elephant's trunk. So you're going to read. And there's always these little videos. Sometimes those are fun. You can watch those. So as you read, you read. You can use this button if you need it, but if you don't use the button when you know how to read the words, because it's better for your brain to struggle and figure them out than it is to just listen. So you're going to finish the story, and then you'll see this at the end. Doesn't that look a little bit like this one? So what kind of text do you think elephant's trunk is? It's descriptive. So you'll have something to write in the middle here and then things to write on the edges. You do not have to print this. You do not have to write on this. Like if you click on it, you don't have to write here. You can just talk to your learning coach about what you would write or what you would draw if you were going to write it. So you write in the middle or say what you would write in the middle of what's the main idea of the whole thing. And then you'll use, say, a thing for each of those little lines that go out. You do not have to print it. If you want to draw it, you can just draw it on any old paper and that will be great, but you don't have to send it in, okay? I do want you to pay attention to what you read and see, is it descriptive or a sequence? Okay, let's take one more look. Remember, this is a description text, and this shows us our sequence text. You guys are hard workers, and I will see you soon, okay? Bye, everybody.